I married in place of my legitimate sister to a treacherous minister who killed without batting an eye. I joyfully entered the marriage, because I'm a time traveler, and only by being killed can I return. Who knew that on the wedding night, Lu Ju would carry a woman into the bridal chamber? Hey, sweetie, this monogamy thing, it's finally my turn. Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. Pausing the self-destruction. Gonna die later. Looking at the stunning beauty in Lu Ju's arms, so beautiful it took my breath away, I quickly lifted the blanket. Come, let her sleep here, it's warm, you can sleep behind me later. Lu Ju, along with the person following him, suddenly stopped in their tracks. With a scrutinizing gaze, they looked me up and down, then, with a smirk, they said, "You, get out." I curled my lips slightly. Looks like there's no share for me. I started to act recklessly. I threw off the quilt and slapped the bedboard. Who told you to come back so late? You missed the wedding ceremony, and now it's almost dawn. Lu Ju was stunned by the shouting. Even the emperor wouldn't dare to be this insolent in front of him. The swords drawn by those around him were still dripping with blood, awaiting but a single command, yet at this moment, no one dared to even breathe heavily. I forgot. His obedient reply left me stunned. Wasn't he supposed to be a ruthless killer? Didn't all 7 brides meet their demise? We stared at each other in silence. I'm still sleepy anyway. Then die after you've slept enough. I patted him on the shoulder. All right, Xiao Lu, remember this next time. With that, I picked up my pillow and randomly found an empty room to sleep in. Due to a system error, I ended up in ancient times. I can only return if I die within 3 months, and I can't commit suicide. It has to be at someone else's hands. I thought marrying Lu Ju would get me killed. But it didn't work. Humph. During the tea ceremony, everyone was astonished. This one actually didn't die this time. Mother Lu. Early this morning I even sent someone to check the bridal chamber. No sign of her. I thought she'd already been buried. Not yet. Maybe in a couple more days. Someone sneered. Just a mere country bumpkin. And she doesn't even deign to look at people properly. This is truly a misunderstanding of me. I really can't lower my head. Slept too long. Got a stiff neck. But would I answer truthfully? That would make me look pretty lame. I tilted my head and looked at that clan relative. I dare not even look you in the eye. Do you dare come kill me? She fell silent. Lu Ju didn't kill anyone, yet they dare to act so arrogantly. Coincidentally, the maid brought 2 cups of tea. The bride offers tea. I took 1 cup after another, then clinked them together. Just do it. All right, now you can call me your daughter-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Lu awkwardly withdrew their hands from receiving the tea. Mrs. Lu, I raised my hand to interrupt. I'm new here, so there's not much to say. Just take care of me. Everyone, make yourselves at home. Eat and drink as you please. I'll head back first, all right? Not a sound could be heard. Someone timidly asked, won't you stay for dinner? Not only am I a corporate drone, but I'm also socially awkward. Nah, there are too many of you. It'd ruin my solo dining vibe. They're all pretty harmless. Not a good place to linger. Time to make a quick exit. Lu Ju's cousin caught up. No surprise. Only someone extraordinary could match my cousin. Sister-in-law, you're the first to make it this far. Should I be happy? Cleared the level but got no big fridge to hug. Not sure if Lu Ju looks down on me, or just has too much work on his hands. Keep me alive, on his kill list. Isn't there a place for me? This life lasted until the mid-autumn banquet held in the palace. At the banquet, I saw the woman who was in Lu Ju's arms that day. It was Consort Li, the emperor's favorite concubine. Her performance of the rainbow skirt dance was utterly mesmerizing. It must be said that normal relationships are indeed healthy. But forbidden love is truly thrilling. Lu Ju certainly has good taste, yet he dares to touch even the emperor's favorite concubine. They're more daring than me when it comes to death. I can't just sit around waiting to die. I have to actively seek death. As I was pondering, my hand was touched, and I looked at Lu Ju beside me in confusion. Lu Ju took a sip of wine and said calmly, the Empress is asking you a question. I nodded. Oh, my gaze couldn't tear away from his lips, stained with wine. They looked moist, pink, and utterly kissable. Damn it, everyone eats better than me. Lady Lu, can't you hear what this palace is saying clearly? The Empress was angry. Her tone intensified. Madam Lu, so you were calling me. Someone reminded me. The Empress is asking you. Consortly dances beautifully. What can you do? The eldest daughter from the Prime Minister's residence covered her mouth and giggled. My sister comes from the countryside. What could she possibly know? She'll only make a fool of herself. I picked up a grape and put it in my mouth, looking at her lazily. I'll be jealous. The surroundings fell silent. Probably didn't expect someone to be so honest. What this palace asks is, what would you do? I clapped my hands together. I can clap. Then with a grand wave of my hand, someone, reward them. The Empress slammed the table. How utterly insolent. Don't rush, you'll get yours too. Everyone present will have a share. My father is rich, he embezzled plenty. The entire hall fell silent for a moment. Not a single person spoke. What, don't believe me? Isn't the Empress wearing a night luminous pearl on her head? Pfft, not as big as the one my mom uses to light up the outhouse. Isn't Consortly wearing brocade? Even my father wouldn't use it for the outhouse, finds it too rough. The Emperor's face darkened upon hearing this. Prime Minister Su, what do you have to say for yourself? Father, the Prime Minister gave me a chilling glance. He set down his wine cup. Your Majesty, the lotus petal orchids from Nanzhao are thriving. After the banquet, I'll take some home. The grape in my hand drops. No, you're not just eating but also taking some away. The Emperor laughed heartily. Rare to see Minister Su take a liking to something. Approved. No, such indulgence. Seems he has powerful backing. Then I'll just have to topple his backing along with him. Pausing for a moment in thought, with piercing eyes, he looked at the two of them. To successfully court death, I'm going to start spreading rumors now. You two, could there be something going on between you? The Emperor was furious. He slammed the table and stood up. Madam Lu, how dare you? It scared me so much I trembled. Someone nearby quickly grasped my hand. Warmth spread from my palm to my heart. Lu Ju whispered a plan for me. If the Emperor wants to punish you, just say you were possessed by a ghost. I was moved to tears. What a treacherous minister. This is clearly a good person. Then I heard him say, just say it's the soul from the Grand Commandant's residence. His 9 generations of family will be left for you to deal with. And it won't implicate the Lu family. No, you. I take back what I just said. So it's about using others to do the dirty work. I haven't even finished dealing with my own family's 9 generations yet. Who has time for a side job now? The Emperor's majestic voice came from above. Madam Lu, your words are too harsh. What do you mean by illicit affair? We share a deep connection. I was shocked. What? Both of you are in your 50s and married. A deep connection. The Emperor gave me a disdainful look. You're so old-fashioned. Feudal. Everyone was blown away by the news. My arrogant Prime Minister father who acts like he owns the place. At this moment, she was as shy as a little bride. Whispers could be heard all around. I told you the way they looked at each other wasn't innocent. It's official. My ship is real. Probably the Prime Minister and the Emperor got together when he was still his study companion. Why did I enter the imperial court as an official? Wasn't it just to get a closer look at them? Damn it. From now on, I'll have to clench my buttocks tightly during court sessions. Minister Zheng, you're already at the age of retirement. Don't think about a second spring. I thought I was crazy enough. I never expected everyone to be so calmly insane. My 9 familial exterminations are surprisingly hard to wipe out. I withdrew in sorrow. If the Emperor wants to execute my father's 9 generations, then here's the question. Should the Emperor be counted among the 9 familial generations, or is he considered an outsider? Lu Ju calmly said, don't be envious, our family has one too. I looked at him in horror. Of course I know you have it at your place too. On the wedding night, I saw with my own eyes him with Consortly. How could I not know whether it exists or not? What does he mean by bringing it up now, with such a masterpiece proceeding? Are you rushing to expose your flaws? A smile played at the corners of his lips, his sharp features softened. Our family's night pearl is bigger than the one the Emperor gave your father. No, are you sick? I'm upset because I didn't kill my father. Could he possibly think that I'm upset because I can't compare to the Emperor's favor towards my father? And more, what kind of outdated topic is this? Are you crazy? What kind of world have I ended up in? there's only one last move left. Not even the heavens can help, no one can save us now. I took advantage when no one was looking, out of the hall, running to the corner, stomped feet. The floor tiles were pushed aside, heads popped up one by one. I rubbed my forehead. Didn't I ask Xiaoyu to come alone? Why are you all crowded together? These are no strangers. It's my younger sister, who was detained by our chancellor father and the villagers. On the wedding day, consortly entered Lu Ju's room and never came out. I knew it. His room has an underground secret chamber. It's a labyrinth down there, perfect for hiding people. While Lu Ju wasn't paying attention, I sneaked the entire village inside. Just wait until I finish dealing with the Prime Minister's family, then they can come out. My younger sister stepped forward. Because there's always good food and drinks here, the village chief chuckled. We can't stand being idle for even a day without farming. In these past few days, everyone has almost dug through this entire area, with more space. We all live more comfortably. Do you know where this is, sir? So capable. Why not consider moving up here to live right on the emperor's head? I take a deep breath. Don't dig randomly. Be careful not to dig up something you shouldn't. I looked at Suyu. Xiaoyu, go steal a dragon robe for me. A dragon robe that belongs to the emperor. It's a capital offense. The cultural influence of the imperial palace is truly formidable. Even children know that stealing the emperor's robe is a capital offense. I patted her on the shoulder. Don't worry, put it on my tab. She looked at me with mixed feelings. Sis, are you going through a rebellious phase? Nonsense. Sis is at the rebellious age now. Rebellious age, don't understand what that means, but she nodded emphatically, looking determined. Big sis is right, I'm going for it. Do you know what color the dragon robe is? It's yellow, don't grab the wrong one. I held the bright red bellyband, lost in thought, not to mention my sister is blue-yellow colorblind. Moreover, the emperor is a man. How can the dragon robe be this thing? Suyu's eyes sparkled, looking eager for praise. Sister, is this the one? I searched, and this is the only yellow garment in the entire palace. Stop talking, headache, wherever you got it from. Take it back there, Madam Lu. What are you doing here? I hurriedly closed the floor tile. After standing up, I found the emperor standing behind me with all the ministers. My chancellor father whispered beside him, Your Majesty, I told you this rebellious daughter of mine acts strangely. My chancellor father is counterattacking. The path ahead is brilliantly doomed. My heart is racing. I took a few steps forward and said confidently, So what? Suddenly, a distant cry of pain came from underground. I froze. On the ground, there was unmistakably half a chicken leg and a strand of hair that hadn't been tucked in time. It's Xiaoyu's. My vision went black, back to the same spot again, blocking with the hem of my skirt, frantically making eye signals at Lu Ju. He casually placed his hands behind his back and stood beside me. The chancellor and the emperor were taking turns listing my crimes. They fell silent upon seeing Lu Ju standing by my side. I tugged at Lu Ju's sleeve, signal him to lower his head, whisper in his ear, Husband, you wouldn't want everyone to know about the secret passage here, would you? His eyes darken, slender fingers lift a strand of my hair. What? Worried about that village below being discovered? I was shocked. How did you know? The smile on his lips grew wider as he closed his eyes briefly. I actually saw an expression of speechlessness on his face. Then guess how the lawn outside my room got trampled. So this guy had known all along. The situation is critical now. No time to ask for reasons, to be honest. I've committed a minor offense that could implicate 9 generations of my family. We're all in the same boat. Please, save me. With that, I secretly slipped the undergarment from my sleeve to him. He touched the fabric in his hand, feeling its texture. His face darkened, throwing the bellyband on the ground. Are you a pervert? A sudden thunderclap on level ground, pointing at the bellyband on the floor. I tried to explain, this is a veil. Lu Ju gave a cold smile. Madam, so you do have moments of fear. I thought you were afraid of nothing in this world. I glared at him fiercely. The emperor's face darkened. Minister Lu, though you and Madam Lu are husband and wife, my palace is not your love nest. You two are simply shameless. It was almost a reflex. I retorted. How could you say such harsh words? What do you mean by shameless? This is called genuine affection. The emperor widened his eyes, indulging in lust in broad daylight, and still showing genuine affection. I scoffed. How futile of you. The ministers glanced at me. Then at the emperor. A sense of déjà vu. The emperor was on the verge of losing his breath when the chancellor, her father, spoke up. This rebellious daughter has repeatedly disrespected imperial authority and overstepped her bounds. Your Majesty should execute her on the spot to demonstrate the majesty of the throne. Finally, death seemed within reach. A mix of excitement and complexity stirred within. If I die now, I'll just go back. But Xiaoyu and the villagers in the tunnel will be exposed. I may not be a good person, but I don't want to drag innocent people into this. I grabbed Lu Ju's hand beside me. He remained composed, looking down at my fingers entwined with his. He leaned in closer. My dear husband, it doesn't matter if I die, but I don't want to implicate the Lu family. He responded lightly, even taking the leisure to squeeze my hand. Go with peace of mind. They wouldn't dare touch anyone from the Lu residence. I choked. He lifted his gaze to me, his eyes devoid of joy or sorrow. So, any last words? At this moment, the chancellor, my father, grew impatient. He interrupted me. Guards, seize her. I glared at him fiercely. Must you be in such a hurry? Can't you see I'm still whispering in his ear? Lu Ju covered his lips with a fist, chuckling lightly, whispering in the ear. How interesting, but I recall it's not quite done this way. The Prime Minister father was about to say more. Lu Ju raised his eyes, casting a dark and ominous glance. He fell silent. I stared at Lu Ju. If my last wish is for you to protect the person in the secret room, would you do it? Of course, your last words can be whatever you want. I breathed a sigh of relief. Lu Ju is still a good person after all. Just as I raised a smile, ready to meet my death, I heard him say again, last words and wishes are still somewhat different. Who do you expect to fulfill your wish? The smile on my face froze. I glared at him. Then why did you ask me for my last words? Just bored. Thought I'd ask. Damn it, this treacherous official. After my death, there's nothing of value left for him to fulfill my last words. Moreover, there's no guarantee this person is reliable. I grabbed his hand, my eyes sincere. Please, let me live a little longer. I'll serve you like a horse or an ox. His long lashes lowered slightly, the amusement in his eyes fading a bit. My hand was shaken off. I thought you were special. But it turns out you're just another sycophant. With that, he grabbed me by the throat. Damn it. This man's facade of being a good-natured gentleman made me forget for a moment that he's a ruthless, murderous traitor. His eyes were filled with the color of slaughter. The corners of his lips carried a gentle smile, yet the words he spoke were tender yet cruel. Take a deep breath. Feeling dizzy before death is perfectly normal. The surroundings were filled with the murmurs of the ministers. Just a moment ago, these two were all lovey-dovey, and the next instant, they're taking lives. Love, the kind that kills. Watching these crazy lovebirds is so entertaining. Mutual affection is nice, but where's the thrill compared to a life and death struggle? For a moment, my head spun from lack of oxygen. I'm genuinely furious. I was so desperate to die before. Now that I can't die, everyone's in a hurry to send me off. In my rage, I struggled to lift my hand and tickle his armpit. Lu Ju was so angry he laughed. He let go. I fell, nearly tumbling to the ground. Grabbing his belt, I buried myself in his arms, coughing uncontrollably, felt his body stiffen. He grabbed the back of my neck. Not dead enough. He was choking me so hard my eyes rolled back and I stuck out my tongue. What's wrong with rubbing against his pecs? Couldn't resist, reached out and touched. Damn it, you've got quite the figure behind your back. Feeling a chilling aura above my head, I withdrew from his embrace and pulled back my hand. In a hoarse voice, I accused, Your Majesty, look at him. He's abusing me. The Emperor, don't drag me into your crazy love affair. The Prime Minister father spoke again. In my humble opinion, this rebellious daughter behaves strangely, causing chaos in the palace. Your Majesty must not let her off lightly. Lu Ju smiled, lowered his head, and asked me, Madam, tell them, what were you doing just now? For a moment, I couldn't quite figure out what this treacherous official was up to. He used the same hand that had just choked my neck to pat the top of my head, a gentle smile that sends chills down your spine. It's fine, speak freely, with me here. They wouldn't dare lay a finger on you. He resembled a dangerous hunter, smiling as he waited for his prey to fall into the trap. The words slipped out of my mouth instinctively. Hunting, absolutely ridiculous. The Chancellor's father was so angry he was fuming. Indeed, who would believe you were hunting next to a latrine? All around, there were nothing but sighs of disbelief. I snapped back to reality and covered my mouth. Lu Ju kicked the half-eaten chicken leg at his feet. He asked coldly, "My wife said she was hunting, any problem with that?" No one dared to even breathe around them. Suddenly, someone took the lead in echoing the sentiment. Exactly right. The palace grounds are vast and filled with talented people. There's game to hunt. What's so unusual about that? Precisely, Lady Lu is quite skilled. She bagged a chicken leg. That undergarment was just for carrying the game. How could it possibly imply any scandalous behavior in the palace, tarnishing the reputations of Lord Lu and Lady Lu? I think the feng shui by this outhouse is quite good. Dipping chicken legs in maggots isn't entirely out of the question. Officer Zhang, I must say, you have quite the peculiar taste. That's not the face you were making earlier. I was stunned, staring at the tall, elegant man before me. Truly, having power and influence is a wonderful thing. The Emperor and even the Chancellor father dared to be angry but not speak. I witnessed a real-life case of calling a stag a horse. Lu Ju spoke again. Even if my wife was in the wrong, I've already punished her. Shouldn't we all disperse now, in the end? The Emperor, with a stiff face, uttered a few perfunctory words. The grand procession of people departed once more. The last to leave was Consort Li, who gave me a radiant smile, so beautiful it left me utterly disoriented. She picked up the undergarment from the ground, not torn. It can still be worn after washing. Then, she left gracefully. I looked at Lu Ju. What's going on here? Didn't you recognize it was her undergarment? He, on the other hand, was baffled. Why should I have recognized it as her undergarment? Fair point. He looks like the type who's cold and heartless, as if he'd remember his little lover's undergarments. I ignored him. The urgent matter was to pry open the stone brick. Suyu rubbed her scalp, whimpering, "Sister, you finally came to save me. My hair's almost been pulled out." I'm annoyed. All right, go hide yourself. Suyu looked at Lu Ju, her eyes lighting up. "Sister, is this brother-in-law?" "Shut up." I covered her mouth and shoved her back in. After returning to the Prime Minister's residence, I didn't know how to deal with the people in the secret passage, and Lu Ju didn't mention it either. I pretended as if nothing had happened, letting them live there without any worries. After that, Lu Ju began calling a stag a horse in the imperial palace. And so, I began my days of reckless behavior outside. Today, beating up the son of a corrupt official who forcibly took a commoner's daughter. Tomorrow, kicking down the gate of a minister's mansion that embezzled public funds. Every day was filled with endless tasks. I had thought these notorious bullies would at least put up some fight, yet one after another, they bowed and scraped the moment they saw me. Only the young heir of Jing'an Marquis, who recklessly galloped through the bustling market, dared to argue with me. "You witch, just because your father is the Prime Minister, you think you're so great." I looked at his face, bruised and swollen from my beating, raising an eyebrow. "So what? Don't believe me? I'll have my dad kiss your mouth. Let him climb into your bed at midnight again. See how cocky he'll be then." I watched as the light faded from his eyes, sobbing with snot and tears streaming down. "You have such a wicked heart." I refused to give up. "That's the very mouth the Emperor himself fancied. How can you be so blind to its worth? Kissing my dad is like kissing the Emperor. Who knows, you might even absorb some imperial aura." He pleaded with me. "Sis, please stop talking. I don't deserve this punishment." And then he dutifully became my follower, bowing and submitting to me. I sighed. So frustrating. Why are there endless underlings to deal with? I just promoted my dad a bit, helping him attract some hostility. I didn't bully anyone with my influence either. Later, rumors spread in the capital about the chief minister's wife bravely standing up to bullies and defying authority. The capital's people were finally granted peace and prosperity. No, that's not it. I waved my hands in explanation, but not a single soul listened. Every day, someone even comes to complain to me, which official's child is abusing power to bully others again. Which commoner's grievance remains unresolved with no way to seek justice, endless and continuous. My reputation is renowned, more effective than even the capital's chief magistrate. Damn it. I went looking for death and ended up landing an official position. Every day, I lead a whole crew of underlings to settle cases. Today, I was so busy that I didn't return to my residence until midnight. As luck would have it, I ran into Lu Ju, who was also working late. I was startled, pretending to be calm. I greeted him. What a coincidence, you're just getting off work too. Lu Ju stood under the tree, the moonlight casting its silvery glow. He seemed ethereal, as if not of this world. He waved at me. Come here. Seeing me standing still, he crossed his arms and looked at me. If I have to come over myself, things won't be so pleasant. I hesitated to approach. As soon as I got close, he pulled me into his embrace. A deep voice sounded by my ear. Afraid of me, always avoiding me. No, no. Surrounded by his scent, my body stiffened. Thinking back to the day I left the palace, I wanted to discuss with him the fate of the people in the secret passage. He caught a spy in the mansion. At that moment, he was clad in a black robe, fluttering fiercely in the wind. Did you see something you shouldn't have? Did you say something you shouldn't have? The spy spat and cursed. You treacherous villain. Lu Ju chuckled lightly. If you can't speak properly, then this tongue is unnecessary. His subordinate raised the knife and struck down. The man didn't even have time to scream before his tongue was severed. Lu Ju's gaze seemed to linger faintly on my hiding place. Since you've seen what you shouldn't have, you won't need your eyes anymore. The man's eyes were gouged out. TSK, don't dirty my courtyard. His subordinate picked up the tongue and eyes, then stuffed them into the man's mouth. That night, I had a nightmare when I got back. I realized that dying a quick death might be very difficult under his control. That's when I turned my schemes toward the bullies in the capital. Never expected that I'd end up becoming the big sister of the most feared bullies. Still alive so far. Headache. At this moment, Lu Ju bit my earlobe, interrupting my thoughts. Heat rushed from my feet to my head. I blushed and glared at him. Is that your ear? Just bite it. No, I can't reach my own, so I can only nibble on yours. There was a dark glint in his eyes, and I couldn't help but want to step back. He wrapped an arm around my waist, still saying, "You're not afraid of me." Slap. My hand moved faster than my brain. By the time I realized it, my hand had already landed on his butt. His body stiffened. I was taken aback for a moment. I casually gave it a squeeze. Damn, his butt was secretly perking up. It's good that he keeps it hidden. You'd never notice it normally. He curled his lips into a smile, exuding danger. My first instinct was to run. I barely took 2 steps before he caught me and threw me over his shoulder. As he walked, he even gave my butt a smack. Truly fearless, aren't you? I fumed. You shameless scoundrel. Lu Ju laughed, blaming the victim. Do you even have the nerve to say that? Somehow, we ended up rolling onto the bed together. My skirt flutters at his fingertips. My struggling voice is muffled by his thin lips. I hear slightly heavy breathing. I can't tell if it's mine or his. Finally, I pushed him away, and he was as pliant as if boneless. He fell with just a push from me, as if letting me do whatever I pleased. His handsome features were full of allure. If you like it this way, that's fine too. I moved his restless hands away from me. Lu Ju, stop it. How can you do this to your beloved consortly? His hands came back, idly kneading and touching. In a fit of anger, I used my sash to tie his hands together. He didn't resist and was very obedient, looking at me with amusement. Why mention another man in my bed? What other man? I was shocked. Is consortly a man? No wonder her beauty was so androgynous. No, why am I so shocked? I've even accepted that the emperor is gay. What else couldn't I accept? I glanced lightly at the disarray beneath him. So you actually like men? No wonder all 7 brides before died. Seems they found out what they shouldn't have. Now I know it too. Happy yet nervous. Not afraid of death, but afraid of a bad death. The miserable state of that traitor is still vivid in my mind. So much so that I didn't notice Lu Ju's darkening expression. He lunged at me, gripping my throat. I closed my eyes. Make it quick. I beg you. His light chuckle sounded in my ear. Take a good look at what I like. You'll be begging for it later. My retort was silenced by him. I don't know when, but the belt that was meant to tie him ended up wrapped around me. I'm really going to die. I really want to find time to ask this useless system. If one gets drunk to the point of near death, does that count as a form of death? I begged him for a long time, but he still wouldn't let me go. I had barely crawled 2 steps when he grabbed my ankle and dragged me back, on the bed, by the window, in the bathtub. Everything was in complete disarray. I don't know if it was intentional revenge. The next day when I woke up, both cheeks of my butt were burning with pain. I didn't need to look to know they were covered with Lu Ju's handprints. What's even more infuriating is that my wrists were also bruised and purple, not to mention the body and neck. I can imagine how miserable I must look. The culprit lay beside me, looking thoroughly satisfied, sleeping peacefully, furious. I kicked him. He turned his head with clear eyes. It made my heart freeze. With false bravado, he said, "Xiao Lu, what time is it? Still sleeping? At your age, you should be out making your mark. Time to attend court." As soon as I spoke, my voice was unbearably hoarse. She secretly shot him a glare. Lu Ju curved his lips slightly and wrapped his long arm around my waist. Before I could react, I tumbled onto his chest. Today is a day off, if I keep barging in like this. His Majesty will have to invite me to sit on his throne. My mind went blank for a moment. He invited you to sit on his lap, pervert. What's going on in your head all day? Aren't you ashamed to say that? Who's the real pervert here? Last night I don't even want to talk about it. I nudged him. If you're not going to court, then move aside. I've got work to do. I sighed. Being a corporate slave in modern times is bad enough, but now I have to be one in ancient times too. And it's the kind with no days off all year round. The 3-month deadline is almost up. No more delays, he said calmly. Are you leading the investigation into the embezzlement of disaster relief funds? I froze. You've been investigating me. He remained silent for a long while. Do we still need to investigate? Every time you go out, there are over 20 people trailing behind you, moving with great fanfare from the west of the city to the east. You're not allowed to go. I insist on going. What? Are you worried about my safety? Lu Ju snorted lightly, his face full of pride. Who's worried about you? Then that settles it. Let go. He held on even tighter. She rolled over on top of me. Then came a round of vigorous activity. When I woke in the afternoon, my whole body felt broken. My legs trembled with every step I took. The stinky man even pretended to help me apply the medicine. Seeing the bite mark on his cheek, my anger subsided a little. Lu Ju only verbally tried to stop me but didn't confine me to the house. In the end, I still left the mansion, investigating his father with my son. We had almost figured it out before long, and that scoundrel Lu Ju kept carrying me into his room every day. He reclined halfway on the soft couch. I placed myself on him, found out everything. You've embezzled quite a bit too. 300,000 taels of silver left the national treasury. And after layers of embezzlement, only 5,000 taels reached the disaster area. The person in front of me must have embezzled 150,000 taels. His brows relaxed. No choice. That's just how us treacherous officials are, and he even took pride in it. Clearly not. He built many charity houses and numerous roads across various regions. It's just in someone else's name. If he weren't greedy, the disaster relief funds all ended up in the pockets of my father, the Prime Minister, and the Grand Commandant, who are part of the Fourth Prince's faction. They are raising a private army. Lu Ju's eyes held a faint glimmer of excitement. What exactly isn't it? From our time together recently, I've come to realize this person is quite the tsundere. I went along with his words. My husband is absolutely the best. Praising him as a good official, yet he deliberately distorts the truth. Call him a good man, yet he kills without batting an eye. Call him a great guy, yet he turns into a beast in bed. Lu Ju's expression darkened as he pinched the ticklish spot on my waist. Hard to compliment, isn't it? I laughed and begged for mercy. You were calling me dear husband and beloved every night when you begged me. And now you've run out of sweet words, haven't you? Not to be outdone, I tickled his armpits. Sister, what are you doing? Xiaoyu pushed open the bed curtain and peeked out. Lu Ju's gaze sharpened as he looked at her. "Sister, why are you bullying brother-in-law?" For some reason. Lu Ju's expression softened slightly. I asked her, "Did something happen lately? All the money I've extorted from those rich kids has been exchanged for food and supplies and sent to them. We've dug a hole in the sky." My face darkened. "I told you not to dig randomly. Get them to fill it up immediately. These people are really reckless." After a long pause, Xiao Yu peeked out again. "Sis, don't bully brother-in-law, okay? Just go already." After she left, Lu Ju wouldn't let it go. "Really treating this place like your own home, coming and going as you please." I leaned close to his ear and blew softly. I felt his body stiffen suddenly, his gaze darkened, voice hoarse. "What are you doing?" I giggled mischievously, just whispering sweet nothings. "My dear husband, did I get it right this time? Lu Ju won't let me leave the mansion anymore. I've now become a thorn in the side of those corrupt officials, but this is exactly the day I've been waiting for. I won't bring those underlings with me either. Their sons are among them. It would be hard for me to fight without holding back, but every time someone comes to kill me, a few highly skilled men in black show up to save me. Damn it, the 10th time being rescued. Only 5 days left until the 3-month mark. I'm truly at a loss for tears. Is it really this hard to die?" I uncovered the 4th Prince's faction recruiting troops and buying horses, which provoked the rebels to storm the palace. The city is filled with rebels. These days have been filled with anxiety and unrest. Lu Ju ordered me not to leave the house. Several guards were stationed at the door. Even the secret passage on the bed was blocked by him. This was the last day. Yet I couldn't even step outside the door. Coincidentally, the soil beneath me loosened, and I fell into the pit. Before me stood the village chief and Xiaoyu. The village chief said with pride, "I told you this was the right direction. I've been wielding a hoe all my life." I praised them. "Follow the secret passage to the imperial palace." When I went up, I instructed everyone not to go up no matter what sounds they heard, and I arranged for their future lives. The imperial palace was no longer as magnificent as before. Bodies were everywhere. The rebels killed without restraint. Tears streamed down my face in excitement. I dashed toward the rebels. I saw his blade about to thrust toward my throat. I slowly closed my eyes. In the blink of an eye,
"What sister says is always right. I left because the reinforcements never came." Lu Ju and his group stubbornly resisted. His black robe was stained with a large patch of blood. It was unclear whether it was his own or someone else's. I glanced at him with lingering affection. From the first moment I saw him, I thought he was handsome. The way he wielded his sword with such grace was truly peerless. It's almost time to return to the modern era. Sleeping with such a stunning beauty was totally worth it. I watch as the distant Prime Minister father knocks an arrow and aims at him. I dashed over almost without thinking, blocking his path. "Ashua!" I heard his hoarse cry. "Sister!" Xiao Yu's voice could still be heard faintly in the distance. The man who strategized everything shed tears. "It's time to go back. I should be happy. Why does seeing him cry make me feel so terrible?" "Don't die, okay, Ashua, don't leave me." He cried like a helpless child. I raised my hand to wipe away his tears. "Live well, I was supposed to die anyway." The rebels, seeing Lu Ju collapse, grew even more emboldened. Someone raised a sword to take his head. No, yet all I could do was helplessly close my eyes. System, 1 minute over time limit. Mission failed. I cursed under my breath. Damn it, boom, a loud explosion. Just as the reinforcements were about to enter the palace gates, the imperial palace collapsed. The village chief emerged from not far away, turning back in surprise. "Wow, we really dug up something good," he pondered carefully. Could this be the ruins of some noble family's old residence? Villagers from the surrounding area emerged one after another, carrying hoes. They shook the dust off their clothes. "I don't know, we've never seen anything like this in our village." The rebels were all trapped in the collapsed palace. They were swiftly captured by the arriving reinforcements. Finally, the crown prince ascended the throne, changing the era name to Taiha. The unjust conviction of the Mu family from decades ago was overturned. All villagers of Sujia village were rewarded for their merit in quelling the rebellion, and Sujia village was renamed Imperial Protector Village. The Chancellor and the Grand Commandant plotted treason and were executed along with their 9 clans. Lu Ju was posthumously honored as Marquis Shunan for his pivotal role in supporting the Emperor's rise to power. I closed the book, a bit angry. Only after traveling back did I realize I had been transported into a novel. It's all because I usually don't like reading novels. After finishing the book, I finally understood. The Crown Prince is the protagonist, and Lu Ju is the second male lead. After my death, Lu Ju actually died too. Dying was one thing, but he was posthumously honored with the title Shunin. This is clearly implying him, with his scheming nature. Where is the obedience and where is the docility? I sighed, for some reason. My heart feels swollen. The historians are united in condemning him verbally and in writing. But he clearly wasn't like that. He would build charity halls, construct roads extensively, and secretly help me when I eliminated local tyrants. He appeared cold-hearted and ruthless, yet he would still childishly snatch the osmanthus cakes I brought home. He would tuck me in at midnight, yet history books care not what kind of man he was, as if no one cared about the person he truly was. But why does it make me so sad, watching the endless stream of cars in the bustling crowd? I'll never see that seemingly gentle yet sly man again. At the thought of this, my tears keep flowing uncontrollably. A slender hand extended a handkerchief in front of me. The familiar voice rang out, "Madam, what's there to cry about?" I turned around. It was Lu Ju. Almost reflexively, I threw myself into his arms. I stammered incoherently, "How did you get here? Do you know where this is? How dare you come here?" He embraced me in return. The warmth radiating from his body told me this wasn't a dream. This is where the lady is. I looked at him seriously. This is a society governed by law. Your way of doing things will get you promoted sooner or later, a legal troublemaker. He complained resentfully, "Humph. You're one to talk, abandoning your husband and child. How heartless can you be? Abandoning your husband I understand. But where does child come into this? We don't even have a child." He hugged me. "Then you still owe me a child. I'm here to collect that debt." Only later did I find out, at that time, I truly died when the time limit was exceeded. It was Lu Ju who willingly exchanged his life for mine. I was stunned. Then wouldn't you be at a loss? The second male lead can be considered half a child of fortune. No, more like 1.5 children of fortune. I was puzzled. The Crown Prince's life is also in my hands. So it was a system that threatened using the Crown Prince. I pondered for a moment. Lu Ju arrived in modern times and founded a gaming company. Truly capable people excel wherever they go. Watching the man dominate the battlefield in the game, sighed. The Crown Prince even granted him a posthumous title. Suddenly understood, Lu Ju pulled me into his arms. "My dear, please don't seek death anymore. It scares me." I hugged him back. "I had no choice. And move your paw away from my chest. Who in their right mind would want to court death every day?" It seems this guy knew long ago that my fearless attitude had ulterior motives, and he even helped block over 50 assassination attempts for me. I thank him, but ended up bringing a husband back. Seems not bad either.